we'd like to sincerely thank our Patreon supporters.
Hey guys, hope everyone is having a wonderful week. I am currently on the front porch of the house and I have my own building project for you guys today. So anybody that has ever worked with reptiles, owned reptiles, bought reptiles should know when you acquire a new reptile, you're either going to buy a cage, but a lot of the times you are given terrariums, aquariums, all that kind of stuff. It kind of just goes with the territory. Sometimes you buy one reptile from somebody and they end up giving you 2 cages. It just happens. This has happened to me quite a bit. And I am currently standing in front of the little collection of, these are Exoterras. I forget this one. This one might be a Zoomed. Those are some Exoterras. I have quite a few terrariums, and as you guys know, if you watched that build on the planted terrarium in the office, I had a lot of fun with that. I really enjoyed it, and I have not been able to stop thinking about it since, and I've been wanting to build more. So that is what we're gonna do today. We're going to be working on building 3, I think, of these terrariums. Jerry was like, how many are you gonna build in this video? I was like, well, I have 6 enclosures. He's like, don't do that many. Don't do that. Spread it out a little bit. I'm like, okay, all right, I guess I can. So we're just gonna work on these 1, 2, 3 today. And these are pretty neat. These are nice and deep enclosures. I like how they have the front opening glass on them. This one is nice and tall. And I have quite a nice little collection of driftwood pieces here that I'll be able to build out. I kind of tried to color match them, so that one's going to be close to the redwood. This one's kind of this lighter wood in here, and then this one I have some really cool pieces that I'm excited to use. These are nice driftwood pieces, and yeah, I'm going to show all the processes that I go through. So what I've got to do now is kind of get the general layout and idea of how I want each of these terrariums to look. I've got to kind of cut the wood so that they fit, and then I've got to bring some of the foam out here and show you guys the process, and we'll jump in and get started. All right, I wanted to show the process before I got too much farther. I decided to start on this big tank first, and what I did was I kind of laid out generally where I want each of these sticks, branches to go. I have all of this styrofoam that I have stacked up to create the depth a little bit, and then I just took some sticks to give these stacks of styrofoam some support. That way, stick it through, it holds it in place a little better. All right, so I have my general shelves. So the idea is that this gets foamed in behind here. This is a little pocket here. Here's a little pocket. I'm building up a shelf here. Here's a pocket. Here's a pocket, pocket. You get the idea. So what I'm doing now is kind of filling in a little bit of that backdrop, so to speak. So taking my blocks of styrofoam, breaking them up, and kind of building them out. Because obviously I have a lot of this, but the goal would be to use the really inexpensive stuff first to kind of fill most of the gaps, and then put that in between the filler. That's what attaches it to the back wall. That's what gives it all its rigidity and support and kind of fluffs it out. I'm gonna get more of this styrofoam put in there, filled into the gaps, and then I'll show you before I go to spray foam it in. This is where I'm at. I have all 3 tanks done with everything laid out about the way that I want it to. And I wanted to show you guys me putting the spray foam in. I'm gonna try my best, but I can't promise that I'm gonna do it the entire time, because just in case that I need to fix some mistake that goes inevitably wrong, but I'll do my best. All right, guys, here we go. So Of course, the battery died as I was in the middle of doing this one, but this one is also done. I kind of ran out of foam right at the end, so I would have done a few more cracks and gaps, but again, I'm going back with more spray foam. So what I hadn't considered when I started this was just how heavy some of these pieces were, and how impossible it was going to be to try and put them in as the cage was upright, which is why I have it laying down. But then my next issue was then being able to kind of fill in the background. So I found the happy medium. I have it set up this way first. I'm gonna let this dry, then I can set the cage upright, and then I'll be able to work more on the background, fill that in a little more. But you can kind of get the general idea of how it's all laid out in the 3 of these. I definitely have some very cool pieces of driftwood. If you're wondering what the tape is, these are 2 different pieces that I just kind of merged together to make into one piece. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see how these turn out. I'll probably have to wait until tomorrow to continue working on these, but it's the end of the workday today. I think both Jerry and I are absolutely whooped. I'm gonna go grab us a beer. We're gonna enjoy the rest of our evening, and I'll be back at this again tomorrow. We grabbed a beer, sat on the dock for a minute, and then said, you know what? We're gonna keep working. We just want to keep getting things done. There's Jerry in the background screwing things together, and I got these guys upright. I'm glad this foam dries so quickly, because I was just able to go ahead and set these upright within, you know, 30 minutes or so, and they're ready to keep working on. Obviously, you know, gaps like this where it's really foamed out is gonna get cut back, but you can see the general idea now. There's pocket in here, pocket in there, pocket here. I'm gonna be able to carve that out to put more, you know, vegetation in there, and I got more of the background on. So I filled in the gaps between where I didn't have foam before, and next step is gonna be going in with spray foam again and sealing those in. Right, you guys? I've got my 2 helpers here, Evie and Pete. Right, you guys? Yeah. They've been following me around all day and laying in the sun when they can, right, Bubs? Yeah, laying in the sun where we can. That's so right. That's so right. Yeah. But they're getting hungry for dinner, so they're especially needy right now. But I'm gonna get this next layer of spray foam on, and tomorrow's next step is going to be getting that hot knife back out and carving away some of that foam to really start adding in that really cool detail. It's just like, I love doing this. If I could do this for a living, I totally would, because I am obsessed with doing these. This is just so much fun for me. Okay, I'm gonna get back to it, and I'll show you guys when it's all together. It's the next day, and here is a little update on, oh, dragonfly, hello. Here is a little update on everything I have gotten done so far today. So I have carved these out, cleaned them up, and gotten them ready for the next step. My fingers are mighty sore from peeling back the styrofoam and getting it to the shape that I want. So I am waiting maybe a couple days to do this one till my hands are less sore. But here's the idea. You get the idea with these 2. Now, next step that I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna flip these guys upside down, and in the harder to reach areas and where I wasn't able to carve away the styrofoam, the really slick side of the styrofoam, so like down here, let me see, like that. That was hard for me to get to. Because that's not rough, the grout will not stick to it. So what I'm gonna do instead is coat it in silicone and put some kind of substrate on top of it. It's just another method of giving it the look that it wants, and that's not a highly visible area. So upside down like that, you won't be able to see that as well. So yeah, I'm gonna get these lids back on, flip them back upside down, and get on that next step. Here is the update on these 2 terrariums. Third one is gonna be shelved for just a few days. I do kind of want to get these two done because I have animals waiting to go into them, and I'd like to get them in there sooner than later. So here is what I have done. All of the underside of this I have coated in that silicone. I have covered it with, this is like a sphagnum moss and dirt combo there. And that just kind of fills into any nooks and crannies and gaps that might be there. And it also waterproofs the foam as well. So that looks good. So that's all on the underside. My next step is getting this grout mixed and putting it on the top side. And yeah, I mean, that should be pretty simple, easy peasy. I gotta clean out a little bit of this excess dirt that we've got going on in here. But I like how it's looking so far. I think it looks pretty neat. And I don't think that silicone is 100% dried yet, but that's okay. We're gonna work around it. Before I get too excited and go too much farther without showing a progression step, let me show you guys where we're at now. So I got the layer of grout on there. I actually went back and ended up putting a second layer on just to make sure that it was exactly as thick as it needed to be and as tough as it needed to be. So all the edges are sealed up with silicone and then grout. You can actually see from this side profile that the foam itself is sealed on the edges with that silicone. And then I cleaned up the edges around the side with my little tool here. And I left a little section right here because I did, you know, I got rather messy on the side, but I didn't concern myself too much because I knew this is what I was going to be able to do. Just like that. And you know, I could rinse that down and kind of wipe that off a little better, but you get the idea for now. So I cleaned up all the edges around there. This enclosure has the lava rock already in it. Now, you guys had suggested for my larger enclosure build, some of you said you didn't do a drainage layer. And I know I saw some people say that they didn't need a drainage layer as long as they were just really careful about how much water they've put in. So far, so good. I haven't needed the drainage layer. All of the plants are doing phenomenal. As long as I don't overwater and put too much water and humidity into the soil, which ends up killing roots and plants, we're good. Just don't overwater. But for these, because they are such small little ecosystems where that water doesn't have, you know, anywhere to go, it's just gonna sit, I am doing the drainage layer in these. So there's the drainage layer. This is the cloth that's gonna go over it, and then our dirt goes on top of that. The other thing I wanted to show you guys that I am doing is I originally had a layer of vinyl on the backs of these. And my plan the entire time, and I'm also gonna do it for the sides, is, you know, I don't wanna have to see all of this messiness, well, this whole messiness. I don't like to have to see that. But what you can do is put that layer of vinyl on the back or on the sides and then just cut it around the edge, you know? So I kind of guesstimated where it was. Obviously, you know, you can see the vinyl right there. I probably need to take it down a little lower right there, but you get the idea. It's just to kind of hide the less pretty side of what it looks like on the sides of these enclosures. So both of the backs of these have that vinyl on there. And yeah, I think the next step is going to be getting the drainage layer in the other one, getting my fabric down, putting the soil in. And I don't know that we're going to plant them out yet because I still need to get the plants. I might put a few small things in there, but really I need to go to Tom Holtz and check out his awesome plants that he has for terrariums and bioactive vivariums. So I'm gonna get this done. I'll show you guys when it's all completed. Okay, I just gotta show you one more quick update with the soil in. That's pretty deep soil. I mean, I graded it back a little bit so it goes down in the back and it's pretty high in the front, but this entire thing is soil up front. And I think it looks pretty neat after filling in all those pockets with soil. It's gonna look super cool once the plants are in. So this is kind of funny. We are at the end of the video now, you guys. I wanted to show you these tanks. Of course, I haven't gotten the chance to go to Tom's yet to pick up some really cool plants, but I realized I can just go yoink some plants out of my own collection and kind of propagate these tanks with, you know, what I find over there. And it's funny, I actually had brought out my nice Nikon camera to show you guys some really close-ups of these tanks, and then I realized my phone can kind of just do the same thing. So I'm going to show you some of the inhabitants of this tank. Let me see if I can get this fella to roll back on up here for us. There we go. So there is one of them. I'm gonna see if I can't get a good shot from the top though, you guys, because really showing off their color is what makes them so special. Most of the anoles that we see around the house are a very classic brown color. And you'll notice this guy right here, this big red fella, is very special looking. He's very, very red. He doesn't look like the standard, you know, brown anoles that we have around the property. And I found him right after the Daytona show, right after I was looking at other people's brown anoles that were a little extra red. Now I found a couple of more red females for him. This girl is a little fired down right here in the front, but she is also a very beautiful red color. And then let's see if I can get this girl right here. There she is. Hey, beautiful. She's also a very, very lovely, lovely reddish color as well. Look at her eyeball in the camera too. But he is just really something special. You can kind of see the reds on her side. So I have been, as Jerry said, I have been non-stop looking for these more red brown anoles, almost obsessively, because it was just a happenstance that I happened to find him. Once I found him, the very next day, oh, where did this stinker go? I don't know where he went. But in this tank, I've got this very pretty little girl here, as well as this one. And oh, this one is actually hard to see. Look at that dark red one right there. That is super cool. Then there's this little fella as well, who is also quite red, quite handsome. Trying to get the camera to focus on him here. Doesn't look like it really wants to. He is also just incredible looking. So stinking cool. There, that kind of shows his color better. They seem to really be enjoying these little environments that I've made, and they get sun in the early morning and the earlier part of the day. It shines on the porch, which is why my porch plants did so well out here. But yeah, I think that might just be about it for this one, you guys. I still need to get the side stuff done on these, but that will be done soon. I've already been enjoying just watching these guys' behavior, watching how they act. I'm gonna throw in a picture of these two as well, just because they are a little fired down right now, and to really show off how red they can be sometimes, you know, I want you guys to see that picture as well. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Little brown Florida anoles that are red. I thought it'd be kind of funny if I end up breeding these guys. We'll call them red Wolfe anoles. Oh man. All right guys, thanks for joining me on this one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring that notification bell, drop a comment, and we will see you soon.